What's going on, everybody? Michael here with Ford of Murfreesboro. It's a beautiful day, and today we are taking a drive in the brand new Ford Explorer Sport. So this is going to be a complete dive into the Ford Explorer Sport. We really want to get into the features, want to get into the nitty-gritty details, and really sort of let you guys know what we think about this vehicle. The first thing that we're going to talk about, the first thing I always like to talk about, is the engine, because that's ultimately what you're paying for. It's not just the design, maybe it's a little bit of the comfort and a little bit of the options. But that engine, that power, that reliability, the thing that's going to get you down the road, that's going to be what you want. So the Ford Explorer Sport comes with a 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine. It puts out 365 horsepower, 350 foot-pounds of torque. Those are both best-in-class numbers. Now, if you were to compare that, for instance, to the GMC Acadia Denali, very popular SUV, the Denali is only going to put out 310 horsepower, 271 foot-pounds of torque. Those numbers aren't even close. And basically, we run all those numbers at you to say, the Ford Explorer is going to get you down the road, it's going to get you over the hill, it's going to get you over the mountain. It is that reliable a sport utility vehicle. And on top of that, the Ford Explorer Sport is going to come with just a ton of great features, a lot of things standard, a lot of things optional. The first feature I want to talk about is one that actually comes standard on the Ford Explorer Sport, and that is the TMS, or Terrain Management System. And that's going to have 4 different settings: normal, sand, snow, and rock. And just to give you a little bit of a more in-depth example of what this actually does, take snow mode, for instance. The roads are very icy, your tires aren't getting a lot of traction. What the snow setting does is it adjusts your throttle sensitivity, and your gears are going to upshift earlier and they're going to downshift later while your tires are spinning searching for traction. And right here in the middle of it, it also has the hill descent mode. And hill descent mode is a really great feature for anybody that's really taking this thing off-road. You simply press the button, and when you start to go down a hill, the vehicle will regulate its own descent. You just take your foot completely off the brake, off the gas, and it's going to just guide itself down at a very slow pace, providing braking on each of its wheels independently to make sure that you don't lose traction or start to go too fast. This particular model is also equipped with several other great features, such as the blind spot detection system, or BLIS as Ford likes to call it. And BLIS is not simply blind spot detection. Yes, you get the little orange light in the corner of your side mirrors to let you know that a car has entered your blind spot, but it also has the added feature of whenever you are backing out of a parking spot, if somebody is coming speeding behind you and you can't see around the other cars as to what's coming down the road, the sensory system in this vehicle can, and it will alert you to any vehicles that are going to be coming through where you can't see them. I personally love this system. Ford has been putting it in their cars for a few years now, and I have a Fusion, and I think it has definitely saved me from a collision on at least 2 occasions. Just when I'm backing out of a parking spot and can't see somebody speeding through the parking lot, swinging right past me. Some other features on this vehicle in particular, it does come with the dual panel moonroof. That's an option on the Ford Explorer Sport. It comes with the 500 watt 12 speaker Sony sound system, and it does have the second row optional bucket seats. Now, just talk a little bit more about those bucket seats. Yes, it does take out the bench seats, which means you do have seating capacity for 1 less person than you do on the seats that come standard. However, I will say that without that middle seat there, it does make it a lot easier for people to climb in the way back. So if you've got kids and you're trying to get everybody situated and get everything in the car and get them to school, I personally would lean towards the second row optional bucket seats, unless you are literally driving 5 people around in the back of your vehicle. Anything less than that, and I think you're better off with the bucket seats. The rear of the vehicle does come with an independent climate system. The front and the driver's seat and the passenger seat also have their own independent climate system, so it's 3 different independent climate systems for the vehicle. The front, of course, is accessible by the console, which is just beautiful and simplistic. Ford has gotten away from the touch console that they were doing a couple years ago. People like the feel of buttons, but they also like it to look really minimalistic and classy. The Ford Explorer Sport definitely does that. And on this console, you have access to your heated and cooled seats, your Sony sound system, and your navigation. And one of the smartest things that I think Ford does is they take just about all the information that you can view on your 7-inch touchscreen, and they put it into the dash for the driver. That means that not only can you see how fast you're going, how many miles to empty, but you can also see what radio station you're on, what time it is, even what song is currently playing on the radio. And I think that's just a fantastic little feature. It means you don't have to look away, you don't have to look down to your right, you can just take a quick glance down and see what's going on with your car. Now let's get into the aesthetics a little bit. Now, the Ford Explorer has not received a redesign this year, like the Super Duty, not even really externally, even a partial redesign. On the outside, it's very much the same as it was on the 2016 models. You still have the HID headlights, you still have the integrated dual-tip exhaust on the Ford Explorer Sport. You still have the same great body lines and the same amount of control you had over the tailgate. Although I do hear that they have incorporated a little feature into the tailgate that I think is just kind of smart. When you are raising up the tailgate, when the tailgate is at full height, there's a button you press to lower it. And as I understand it, if you set it, you can actually use that button to set the vehicle to different heights. You can start the tailgate raising, and then you can press and hold that button, and that will set it at a locked height position. And the reason that's just kind of smart is if you have a garage with really low clearance, or if you are someone who is on the shorter side, it's going to make it easier for you to operate that tailgate. Inside though, we do have the red stitching. That's going to run all the way around your armrest. That's going to border your leather perforated seats, and you're going to find it in the door as well, along with the carbon fiber accents that Ford puts on their sport editions. And of course, being the sport model, it is going to come standard with the sport badging on the back and the sport floor mats. All right, folks, so it looks like that's going to do it for us today. It looks like our nice, beautiful day is about to turn rainy, so we're going to head on inside. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. If you liked this video and want to see more, like the video, subscribe to our channel. That's the big one. If you subscribe to our channel, we will keep making videos like this. And if you're interested in purchasing this vehicle, you can give us a call. Our number is 888-439-1265. You can email us at youtube@fordofmurfreesboro.com. Thanks for taking a ride with us. We hope you enjoyed the vehicle, and we'll see you next time.